I'd like to pass the floor to Ken Hu, who proves that Huawei is in many ways an innovative company also by being a rotating CEO. But we won't ask you to explain that part of corporate governance, but rather to tell us about Huawei's vision for the future Internet. Okay, Mr. Hu.
Thank you very much, Robert, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great pleasure to be here to join this very important discussion about the next generation of the Internet. Vice President Ansip and other panelists just shared with us that there is an exciting future ahead of us where we can expect the emerging technology and the next generation of the Internet tremendously change our lives. But at the same time, obviously, we're going to have some realistic worries and concerns. From my point of view, the Internet has been the most powerful force in the human history that disrupt our life, the business, and the whole society. And I'm quite confident that the next generation of Internet will eventually help us to converge the digital world and the physical world. So I think it's important for us to have this kind of a discussion to jointly explore how we're going to make sure that the next generation of Internet will bring us a better life, a safer world. So let me give you a little bit introduction of Huawei, because probably some of you are not familiar with this company. So basically, we are a global supplier of the ICT technology and products. So if you are here in Europe using the mobile phone, you're most probably using the technology and networks provided by Huawei. Because globally, we have provided the broadband network for 450 telecom operators. And we delivered more than 100 million smartphones every year. So you will get more and more chance to use the mobile phone produced by Huawei. We've been here in Europe for 17 years, and we established 18 research centers in the different countries. We invest a lot into the R&D, the research and development here in ICT technology. And in the past 10 more years, we actively worked with telco operators in all the countries in Europe to deploy the digital infrastructure like the 3G and 4G wireless technology. And actually, we are now ready for the pilot of the 5G technology in the market. We are also closely working with the industry peers to participate the ongoing digitization process in all vertical industry, because we observed that the industrial digitization has been a global trend and is speeding up very, very fast. So we've been a very important stakeholders of the ICT ecosystem here in Europe. So from our perspective, we do have some observation and recommendations on how we're going to speed up the progress of the digital transformation here in Europe. We're happy to see that EU has already established very visionary strategy and solid framework of policies for its digital agenda. For example, the Digital Single Market Strategy, the Horizon 2020 Action Plan, and the Industry 4.0, and as well the next generation initiatives. All this have already given us a clear guidance, from the business perspective, have given us a clear guidance on where we should focus our investment on the research and development, and where we should spend more effort to promote the application of the emerging ICT technology. So those are very helpful. At the same time, we believe that there is still, some room to improve for the digital transformation, including building a stronger digital infrastructure and invest more on not just the technology, but also people and skills. I think today, Robert didn't allow me to make a long speech, so I will just focus on the specific area. I will take this opportunity to talk about the broadband network, because I believe that the broadband network here in Europe will be a key enabler for any digital innovation in the future. Actually, EU has achieved a tremendous progress on broadband network development. However, from our perspective, there is still room to improve, particularly in terms of the network performance and network coverage. For example, according to the EU report on digital progress, the 30 megabps broadband network coverage is around 76% in Europe. However, the number in the rural area is just 40%. So this is a big gap, and this is a problem for the further digital transformation. So at Huawei, we have identified some key actions that need to be taken to better develop the broadband network here in Europe. So the first is that to greatly enhance the broadband coverage, and particularly in the rural area, because we believe that eventually the broadband network will provide us a ubiquitous platform, the ubiquitous platform for the whole society to help us to get everything and every people connected, because the broadband network will be the foundation for us to build a fully connected world. And the second action is that we believe the development of the broadband should be an application-driven process. So the future broadband network should be able to meet the requirements for both emerging consumer applications and emerging industrial applications. For example, the high-definition video, the 4K and 8K, and the automatic control. So that means the future broadband network should be much, much faster than today. So from our calculation, the future broadband network should be 100 times faster and 50 times more responsive than today's network. So there's still a long way to go. And the third is that we believe the broadband development should be driven by the technology. So here in Europe, we identify the 5G, the all-optical network, and the Internet of Things, the IoT, as the top three enabling technology for the further digital transformation. Because those technology will be able to meet the requirements for faster speed, lower latency, and massive connectivity. So the last point I would like to raise about the broadband is about the policy, because the broadband requires massive investment. From the report from the EU, the EU needs a total investment of 500 billion euros to meet its objective for connectivity by the year of 2025. However, there is still a shortfall for 155 billion euros. So this is a big gap. So we believe that the supportive policies will help to attract more long-term investment from the private sectors. For example, if the policies can encourage the content and application providers to share the benefit of the success with the infrastructure operators, that will be a big step forward to attract more long-term investment. So in summary, the broadband will be a key enabler for the digital agenda here in Europe. and a key enabler for the digital transformation in the future. So better network performance, bigger network coverage, innovative technologies, and supported policies will be very much helpful to make the broadband as a solid foundation for the development of the next generation of the internet. And at Huawei, as a stakeholder of the whole ICT system here in Europe, we're very excited to be part of this progress. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken, both for your kind words about the policies. I think that means you are both happy people, but also for reminding us that apart from the direction and the speed, we have to do the first things first. And it's a pity that neither the Budget Commissioner nor Mr. Lamazur, who's now left, are here to hear you say 155 billion shortfall. So definitely that's one that I keep close to my heart. So next we have Catherine Brown. Thank you for coming across the other ocean to come and be with us, Catherine.